Hi, fans of high quality entertainment. Today, I am going to be doing my top 12 favorite Simon and Garfunkel songs and my top 12 favorite Paul Simon songs. I did do another, I think it was Paul Simon top 10 songs video about 7 years ago, but time to do a new one. And so with Simon and Garfunkel, I love all of their music. With Paul Simon's solo career, I followed him up to, I think, Hearts and Bones. And I have heard some of his later albums, but I'm not including any songs from those because I need to, I need to at some point buy those and get to know those albums more. So it's more of the earlier Paul Simon songs up to, like I said, Hearts and Bones, Graceland, those. And I will say, though, that his latest album that I did with Glenn Kellaway in one of our CD exchanges, Seven Psalms, is just superb. And there's only one song on the album, and I could have easily put it in my top 12 songs list for Paul Simon, but I'm doing a Spotify playlist for both of these, and like a 32-minute song, in a top 12 list is maybe a bit too long, but just wanted you to know that I love his latest album. So here we go, and please remember, there might be a song or two or three or four that isn't in my top 12 list for Paul Simon or Simon and Garfunkel. Both have so many great songs. So obviously, I'm going to be missing some of them. And once again, I'm not saying these are the best. I'm just saying these are my personal favorites. So here we go. Number 12 for Simon and Garfunkel is Are You Going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Thank you. And I don't know how you pronounce that, Canta Kelly. Somebody will let me know in the comment section below. Yeah, very nice. I know that Paul Simon didn't write the song, but just beautiful harmonies. Of course, Simon and Garfunkel singing together. Number 11. All of these words I can't pronounce. A simple, desultory Philippic. It's a parody of Bob Dylan, which is kind of pretty hilarious. And I don't know if Paul Simon was doing it just, in a lighthearted way, or at that time he didn't think Bob Dylan was that great of a singer or something and kind of taking a shot at him. Maybe somebody can let me know in the comment section below. That's number 11. Number 10. Yeah, A Hazy Shade of Winter from Bookends. And of course, later on in the 80s, the Bangles made a pretty big hit song out of that song. Love it. Bookends it might be my favorite Simon & Garfunkel album after Bridge Over Troubled Water. The only thing about it is it's very short. It's like, I don't know if it's even 30 minutes long. Number 9. I Am a Rock. That's right. I Am an Island. Yeah, I remember, when I was younger, 10 years old or whatever, and, hearing this song and, the lyrics, I am a rock, I am an island, and I'm thinking to myself, well, that's a stupid song. What is he talking about? He's a rock. But then, once I matured in my mid-50s, I understood the song. Number 8. At the Zoo. Yeah, the closing track from Bookends. Just I've always just loved that song. And yeah, I think I'll mention about Paul Simon's songwriting when I get into his solo career. And by the way, as always, please remember, if you enjoy this video and any videos I do, please remember to thumbs up the video. It really does help. And also leave a comment below. Number 7. Yeah. The Sounds of Silence. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk to you again. And, once again, kind of like similar to Paul McCartney writing Yesterday and Eleanor Rigby when he's in his mid-20s. Paul Simon in his early 20s, writing lines like that are just amazing. Number 6. Homeward Bound. I wish I was. Yeah. And I know somebody will probably mention it in the comments, but The Sound of Silence, I forget the name of the band. They did a cover version of that 5 years ago or so. And, Paul Simon, I guess, wrote to the band and said, good job. But I honestly, for me, I prefer the Simon and Garfunkel original. Number 5. And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. That's right, Mrs. Robinson from The Graduate. And I finally saw that movie probably over 5 years ago, but yeah, I hadn't seen it for years and years and years. And it was a very good movie. Number 4. I'm just waiting a minute while you thumbs up this video. Thank you. Good job. Number 4. The Only Living Boy in New York from their final album. Yeah, just great production. As always, the vocals are just the best. And the lyrics, everything. You're going to see more than one song from their final album, Bridge Over Troubled Water. Bridge Over Roger Waters. Number 3. Now, I had to hide number 2 because I had 3 and 2 showing at the same time. So number 3 is, once again, from Bookends. It's the opening track, Save the Life of My Child. And it has kind of it's almost like a very early progressive rock sound to the song and, the music. Number 2 is, yes, Bridge Over Roger Waters. Bridge Over Troubled Waters, I mean. I always say waters, and it's water. Bridge Over Troubled Water. Yeah. I know a lot of people would have that at number 1, and I think, throughout the years I have had it at number 1. But I think listening to these songs for the first time in quite a while, number 1 for me is The Boxer. Yeah. So that's it for Simon and Garfunkel, their top 12. What are some of your favorite Simon and Garfunkel songs? Let me know. And now we're on to Paul Simon, his solo career. And what I just wanted to say about Paul Simon is, there's so many great songwriters. There's John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Ray Davies, Lou Reed is one of my favorites. So many, I can't even think of them all. Ron Mael of Sparks, of course. And Bob Dylan, of course. But I think if you really looked at all of the lyrics, all of the songs all of these people have written, Ron Mael would be right up there. But I think the greatest songwriter is Paul Simon. And he's not even my favorite artist, but for songwriting, for lyrics, he is. For me. So here we go, Paul Simon, top 12 songs. And just remember, I'm not including some of his later albums. Number 12 is Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard from his first album, simply called Art Garfunkel. I made a funny joke there. Number 11, Loves Me Like a Rock from his second album, There Goes Rhymin' Simon. When I was a little boy. Just, the songs are such great melodies, so catchy. Number 10. That should be Hearts, by the way. Hearts and Bones from his very underrated album, Hearts and Bones. Yeah. I think, at that time I was buying, his records on vinyl. And, on first listen, it was kind of like disappointing. But it's definitely an album that, if you listen to it a few times, you finally, at least for me, really get to appreciate it. And there's another song from that album coming up. And it's not Cars Are Cars. Number 9. You Can Call Me Al. Yeah. I love the video too with Chevy Chase and that bass. That little tiny bass solo. Very funny song too. It's really... It's fun to see mainly, he's pretty serious, Paul Simon, with his songwriting and everything. And once in a while, he'll do a more lighthearted track. Number 8. Kodachrome, the opening song from There Goes Rhymin' Simon. Number 7. Diamonds on the Soles of Her Shoes. I almost, at first wasn't going to include that, and then I thought, oh, people are going to complain. But then I went and I listened to it, and it's in my list, because it's a great song. I love it. From Graceland. Number 6. Duncan, from his first solo album. Yeah. Number 5. 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. Yeah. I was thinking of the album title, Still Crazy after all these years, which is another great song, but it's just not on my list, but it might be on yours. Number 4. The late, great Johnny Ace, his tribute to John Lennon. And once again, when I first heard this song, I thought, I didn't care for it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But through the years, I've grown to really appreciate it and love the song. Probably, I know there's Empty Garden by Elton John. So I think after Paul McCartney's Here Today, this is as good as Here Today. So they're kind of even. They're both number ones for tributes for John Lennon. Number 3, Graceland. Oh, how I love that song. Just the way it drives along. It sounds better than what I just did there. All right. What's number 2 and number 1? Well, number 2 for me is American Tune. Yeah. Especially that one part where he sings and I dreamed I was dying. just the way he sings it and all of the lyrics to it, of course. I was actually thinking while I'm doing this, sometimes I do a joke top 10 list. I was thinking I should have done one on Simon and Garfunkel and not included Bridge Over Troubled Water. There were all their popular tunes and just included their less known songs. Get people really angry. Number one. I'm trying to think what I chose as number one. Oh, okay. This is actually what kind of inspired me to do this is when Glenn gave me a ride to Kingston for my checkup, my medical checkup. He had Paul Simon. He was playing Paul Simon, and I said we should do a top 10 Paul Simon list. And he was saying how difficult that would be, and it's true. But we were talking about our favorite songs, and Glenn mentioned this one, and I said, yeah, I think that's my favorite too. It is The Obvious Child, obviously. Especially that, the drum break in the middle and the video for it. So yeah, that's it. Finally, I'm all done. I'm tired. So let me know, what are your favorite Paul Simon songs, and also what are your favorite Simon and Garfunkel songs? And what's your number one favorite for both? Thank you for watching. Have a great day.